response of today's question, it goes like this. So, as you're aware that our team has grown from a few members in a single team to multiple teams having almost full teams having experience of working end to end on complete product. Now, just to give you an example, think of a car which is going to be built by within this whole organization. Each car is going to be built by the same team again and again. Instead of that, with the scaled framework, what we can do is we can have dedicated teams working on smaller dedicated components or features, and then a few of the teams working only on integrating those perfected components and perfected features, so that when it all comes together, the productivity of the whole group is enhanced, and as a whole group, the whole organization and the whole unit, we are able to build more cars. To give you three different perspectives, the first is going to be the employee perspective, because they are the ones who are going to build this car or the machine. Now, when multiple teams are working on complete solution end to end, the complete car, it's going to be very difficult. Instead of that, when they are spread out building components and features dedicatedly for them, they are going to be more productive, because now they have to work only on this specific component or a few components. And with that, what would happen is the productivity of the whole team, and if you see in a scaled way, in number of teams, that's going to be increased. What's going to do is that's going to lead to happier teams and less burnout for our team members. Now, in turn, what's going to happen for our employees, the experience that they are going to have is going to be much richer, and they're going to enhance and ensure that continuously we are increasing our quality and delivering best out of each iteration. Second perspective is from our management or the management layer. As you're aware that there are many high experienced people who are there in our organization. With this scaled agile framework, whichever framework we choose, we're going to have number of positions available, wherein we can leverage this experience of these people and use their thought process and utilize their energy into aligning our product decisions, which are going to be absorbed and which are going to be considered at multiple different layers. And second, more important point from management perspective is, because these people have high experience, they would also be having good knowledge about the economics of the resources and efforts that are going to be put in versus the value that is going to be delivered. So they can have better insights, and they can provide better direction to the whole team and help them to drive in the right direction. The last and the most important is the customer's perspective, because when all of this comes together, a happier team, a productive unit, the whole group as a whole having more technological higher experience, alongside having high experienced people to guide them, they are bound to have an effective communication throughout the journey. The whole product that is going to be coming out of these teams is going to be of better quality, and as a result of it, gradually what we are going to see is an increased time to market, TTM, and that's eventually going to lead to higher customer satisfaction. So I would really urge you to give it a chance and think about this from all this perspective, the employee, the management, and the customer. And I'm sure that it's going to be prove to be useful for us, and maybe in future we can have potential contract expansion from this client.
Hi all, this is Kirti here, and I would like to give the answer for the previous round first. What is the difference between teaching, coaching, mentoring, and how do you identify which to use when? So, I would like to start with a small example which has happened in my previous organization. This is a real life scenario. So, there was a brilliant team member in our team. So, when we started with Agile, we started giving the trainings, teaching. So telling them directly, like, this is what is happening, this is what should happen. So that is basically teaching, when you directly guide someone to do things, cause that is what is according to the scrum guide or something, where there is currently no agile mindset or any situation where there is no knowledge at all. So we are currently in the stage of giving them or imparting them with that information. So that itself is teaching. So when we started with Agile and Scrum, so there were a lot of questions and ambiguity, like what is the role of the tester, what is the role of development, what does cross-functional team means. So we just directly told them with the incidents that this is what it is. You have to wear multiple hats, and you have to take the ownership, and that is why these boundaries are, these walls which are created across teams are now removed, and you are the owner of the deliveries you're doing. So that way we are teaching them directly, giving them the required information, not expecting much out of the person whom the teaching is imparted to give their own suggestion or solutions to anything. So that is what the first stage of any relationship which we build with the team members. So that is the teaching. The second one is the mentoring, where we identify there's a potential in that person, and this is where that person can go. In that way, it's mentoring, where we find out the potential which the person themselves might not have seen it, but we give them the confidence, like when we started with the analysis stories and all. So there was one girl who was like, very shy. She always used to pick up the stories last. She used to say, okay, kuch nahi bacha, then I'll take this. That's how she was. So but that girl was committed, dedicated, and I knew that there was a lot of potential which is yet to be explored. So when the next time when we had that grooming session, that girl was committed, dedicated, and I knew that there was a lot of potential which is yet to be explored. So when the next time when we had that grooming session, where it was decided that who would be doing the analysis and coming up with the solution, I just asked that whoever has not done it, can you come forward and pick this up. So that time I did not take names, but definitely it was a sign that whoever has done already can actually take a step back and give chance to the new people. So she came willingly forward and she said, okay, I will do it, but little spectacle, like if she'll be able to do it or not. She was not even trusting her own confidence levels. And then what happened was, I just pinged her. I said, let's connect in 10 minutes. And then I said that it's a great move that you've taken, and I'm sure you're going to do very well in this front, because you have been doing extremely well with all your stories, and we know that you think out of the box. It is just a chance for you to showcase to the world. So that ways she started building on some confidence. Definitely there was a lot of hard work which came from her end, and then when she presented her ideas and solutions, it was really appreciated across the teams. So that ways it is kind of a mentoring session, which I would like to say that like even her post session, we connected back and she asked for genuine feedbacks, and we gave feedback to each other, and that's how the relationship got stronger, and there was a lot of mutual respect and admiration. So then next comes the coaching step. When let's imagine that person is doing it for quite some time now and very confident, and they don't need anyone to give them or show them a path to follow in, and then but they do something maybe which is can be done better, or by they're not listening to maybe some teams, then you start asking powerful questions. When you ask that, it is kind of a coaching where you are not giving any solutions, you are not giving them any path to follow, you're not teaching them anything directly, but you're just asking questions, which is switching their thinking. It is switching on their thinking like bulb, and they just start devising their own solutions, coming out with their own thought process. So that, according to me, is coaching. So it's a stage, it's a 3-layer stage, starts from teaching, mentoring, and then coaching. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. So today's question is: you are an agile coach. You have joined an organization where you feel like you need to implement a scale framework, and suddenly you meet with a CEO of organization in elevator. So you have to pitch your idea or suggestion to CEO, as he is the decision maker. So how you will explain him. So to answer today's question, basically, first of all, um, I will just greet the CEO, like, yeah, good afternoon, sir. I have came across few problems, like I have observed one team is dependent on other teams, and the dependencies are not getting resolved on time. So due to such kind of issues, we are not able to deliver the product to the client so that they can use it and generate the revenue on time. So to solve or to overcome this issue, I think we need to implement scale framework in our organization, which will solve this problem. So yeah, I will just explain with a real example what scale framework means. So basically, coming to an example of car manufacturing industry, uh, how car gets manufactured. Basically, there are multiple teams get involved in car manufacturing, from like raw material, engineering team, testers, salespersons. So all department have their own team, and they are dependent on each other. So at a large scale, what we can do is we can here implement a scale framework where um, each teams get involved, each teams get a common platform to discuss their dependencies and risks, so that they can resolve the dependency on time and can deliver the product to the client on time and generate revenue. So here the dependencies and risk get resolved on time. So that, because here in such kind of large scale or large organizations, we need to build a transparency. We need to create transparency, and when each and every team gets involved in the discussions, the transparency increased, and we can deliver the product or a car, or we can launch on time. So that with this we can the advantage of the scale framework, or this with the example of this car, can be is like dependency get resolved, risk get resolved on time. Here by this we can improve the time to market and time to value. Basically, by implementing this um, scale agile, we will provide the product, or we can launch the car with this example on time, and the customer will get happy, and we can get the feedback from the customers, and will which will result in revenue generation, which will be helpful for our organization, and we can get a good NPS. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today's topic is, as a agile coach, you have joined one organization and there is a need of implementing the scale framework. It can be say for any other nexus or any other framework in that particular organization, but your CEO is the decision maker, then how you're going to make that particular person understand about the need of this framework in the organization. Now, first of all, before present your idea in front of him, you need to gather more information about what you are going to explain. If you are only looking for whatever it is, it can be it should be the agile framework. So first start with the agile thing, and you need to understand whether that particular organization is following the agile or they do not have any idea about it. So you need to proceed in that way. If they have an idea about agile, then you can or they are following agile, then you can go ahead and explain about the need or the advantage of the scale framework using of the next point could be you can talk to your co-worker first and try to understand if they also feel the same thing whatever you are thinking of, and they are also feeling the or any other problem they are facing right now, and they wanted they want a resolution for that. So in that case, whenever you are presenting that information to your CEO, you can definitely say that not only me or not only for this particular project, even you have talked to many other agile coach in the organization or any leader from that particular team, they also feel that they need some kind of changes in the practices. You have also you can have a voting system, or you can probably put a session before presenting this idea to your CEO. You can put a session with all other leadership from other team or other agile coach, and get to know or get their ideas and list those ideas, and then definitely you can go ahead and present that to in front of your CEO. Now, if it is a budget issue and you think that your CEO might raise this kind of concern, then definitely you have to clear that doubt, and you need to say that this particular scale framework is not going to risk any budget, definitely is going to lower down the risk, and also if you want, you can probably invite other agile coach which you think that have the similar thought process they also having, and they can probably put some input during the particular meeting which you think you are going to schedule. So yeah, I think so. List down all the problem, and then whatever the solution you can have respective of that particular problem, and get ideas which are some of the point of view from other agile coach, and present that to your CEO. I think, and also get ready with the answer for some complex question which they might ask during the presentation. I think in that way you can definitely set a goal, or you can able to make the CEO understand the need of that particular framework.
Hi all, this week's question is, you have joined an organization as an agile coach and you found there is a need to implement scaled agile framework, and the situation is you meet CEO in an elevator and you will have to, who is the decision maker, so you will have to propose your idea or solution to the problem what the organization is facing, and we need to ensure that we don't use any technical terms while we are sharing our points or concerns with CEO. So in real time, I'm not sure when I will get this kind of opportunity, but yes, I'm taking this chance to share my thoughts here. So we have to be calm and start with any small relevant talk, and not to be in a rush to discuss like what is the idea, what is the solution, what is the problem. So rather we need to take time and define what the problem statement is. I mean to say, what is the problem that company is facing. We need to have proper analysis done prior discussing all these things with CEO. It can be we have to collect all the required information, what is the problem and what is the solution. So it will help CEO to visualize what is the reality and what is the ideal situation, what is the problem, so how we can minimize that problem. For example, keeping my team's situation, I am giving a problem statement that we are working with some implementation where we are uplifting the certain software and we are migrating. So this, while doing this, I have seen team members putting more human efforts, and also it has to be done in the several nearly 10 to 15 different environments. In that situation, it is like human efforts also is considered and also cost also is also considered. So keeping this problem statement, I can explain him what is the solution, what team can implement to reduce the human efforts, and also the cost reduction will be happening. So we need to highlight what is the idea and what is the problem, and also we need to give an overview of what is the strategy we are going to plan and explain what is the benefit that this product is going to help the organization in terms of return of investment or in any other manner. So it is not just we have to identify the issues or problems, but also it is important for us to propose a solution and also take feedback or ask for any help if required by any of the team members like colleagues whom we are working with. It is important to make him understand what is the change that is going to happen when implementing this scaled agile framework, which includes like the structured guidance and the roles and responsibilities, how we are going to plan and also manage the work and the values. So after explaining about all the solutions and strategies, it is important for us to summarize and also seek if there is any guidance and take the relevant feedback before proceeding or implementing any solutions. Thank you.